Hey guys, this is Ganesh. Welcome back to Ganesh Jadhav AutomationStudio. So today we are going to learn about the instance variable in Java. What is instance variable in Java and how we are defining what is the scope of the instance variable, what is the life of the instance variable, and how we are accessing the instance variable within the class and outside of the class. So basically, we have the three type of variable like instance variable, static variable, local variable. We are going to learn about the static variable and local variable later on. So today we are going to learn about the instance variable. So what is mean by the instance variable exactly? So instance variable, like guys, in any programming language, you can take an example of the Python, Ruby, any other language. So Python, Ruby, Kotlin, then JavaScript, .NET, any programming language. If you are taking an example, the program needs to identifier for storing the different value that can be used throughout the program. So throughout the program, if we want particular value, so we are using the identifier, and these identifiers are the variable. Okay, these identifiers are the variable. So identifiers means, guys, suppose like here I'm creating a class for an example like instance variable instance variable instance variable example instance variable example. This class I'm going to create. Now I wanted to define the identifier. So I wanted to define the identifier integer a is equal to 30. So this is your variable actually, and here a is an identifier. So identifier is nothing but, guys, like a, like how, if you wanted to identify the particular thing. So how we are identifying like humans and other things? So we have the particular name, like I'm the Ganesh Jadhav, and so I'm my so my identity is a Ganesh Jadhav. So this is the identity we have. So this is variable we are calling. So okay, so instance variable will be created at the time of the object creation and destroyed at the time of the object destruction. The life of this instance variable is specific to object. So whenever your object is created, this instance variable will be created, and when your object will destroy, your instance variable will automatically destroy. This is the fixed term we have, guys. Okay, and the instance variable will be stored in the heap memory. So we have the multiple memory available in the Java. Like for the string, we have the string constant pool. But if you are talking about the objects of the classes in the Java, so all objects are almost stored in the heap memory, guys. So that is why, so all objects are stored in the heap memory, and instance variable is related to the object, and that is why instance variable is also stored in the heap memory. Now, guys, how to declare the instance variable in Java? So exactly how we are storing this, how we are declaring this instance variable. So this is how exactly we are declaring the instance variable. So always be remember, guys, if you wanted to define instance variable, like instance variable, if you wanted to define it, always define within the class. It is always defined within the class directly, within the class directly. Here I define, and but outside of the any method, any block, any constructor. So outside of the any method, like here I'm defining the particular method which is named as a public void. Okay, public void uh, method one. This is my normal method. Okay, this is how I can define. So any method, like then any constructor. So constructor is nothing but it is a same as the class name. So any method, and the last one any block. So like we have the static block. So if I'm defining the static block here, like this, guys. So if you wanted to define any instance variable, you must need to define within the class, but outside of the constructor, outside of the method, and outside of the block. This is the fixed term we are having, and that is why we are calling this is under instance variable. So single copy, so this instance variable uses throughout the class, guys. Okay, now how to access instance variable? This is very very important point. Now, guys, suppose you know very well, like if you wanted to access anything, if you wanted to call anything, you have to define the main method. Since Java version 1.7, you cannot able to run your program like class without a main method. So this is explicitly you have to mention this main method. Now if I'm trying to access this instance variable, like in the within the main method, here you can see I'm just printing, I'm trying to print this variable system.out.println method, and I'm using the a variable. Here quickly we will get a compilation error. Now why we are getting a compilation error, why we are not able to access here this instance variable? The reason behind it, this is tightly coupled with the object. So this is tightly coupled with the object. Now if you wanted to access this instance variable within an object, within a class, you have to create an object of the class first, and then and only then you can able to create an object, guys. This is the fixed term we have, like here new, and here you can see this is the fixed term we have. And here if I'm using this class object dot a variable, here you can see our compilation error will automatically gone. And if I'm running this program, you can see you are here on the console 30 value will automatically get printed, guys. This is the fixed term we have, and this is how exactly we are defining the instance variable in the Java, and this is how exactly we are calling the instance variable in the Java with the help of the objects only. You cannot able to call instance variable without an object, guys. Okay, this is thing I wanted to tell you. Now here you can see I run my program and 30 output we will get printed. Now how we are accessing this instance variable outside of the class? So let me show you the example. Here again I'm creating the separate class, so I'm going to tell you how we are accessing this instance variable outside of the class. Now here I'm defining the another program, another class. So instance variable 2, this class I'm just defining for an example, and here I'm defining the main method, because obviously without a main method you cannot able to run your program. Now here you can see if I'm not defining main method, you can see the play button, all things will gone, guys. So this is how exactly we are defining. Okay, now here I am just as it is. So same thing you have to define, like I must need to define an object here. Okay, I must need to define an object over here is equal to new same class. So like I wanted to access the instance variable of this class, so definitely I must need to create an object for that, and later on I'm just printing the main method, and here I'm just providing the object, guys. And if I'm running this program, you can see same output we will get. So this is how, so same way you have to access the instance variable outside of the class as well. You have to create an object of the first class, which instance variable exists, and then and only then you can access that instance variable. These things I wanted to tell you, guys. Okay, this thing I wanted to tell you. Now an instance variable does not compulsory need to be initialized. This is very important point, guys. This is a very important point. So suppose what happen if I'm not defining the value of the instance variable? I'm just declaring the variable here, and I'm just accessing. What will happen? So here you can see you don't get any compilation error over here. And if I'm running this program, what value you will get printed over here, that also you can see. So my program is running, and here you can see probably zero value will get printed over here. Why zero value will get printed over here, and why it is zero value will get printed? Because of, for the instance variable, your Java virtual machine, Java compiler automatically assigns the value for the instance variable. So for integer, zero value will automatically assigned by the compiler. This is the fixed term we have, guys. Okay, this is the fixed term we have. Like if I'm using the string variable, so by default value of the string variable assigned by the compiler is a null value, like for float 0.0, for double 0.0, for long 0 value, for boolean we have the false value. These are the default value we have, and these value are automatically assigned by the Java compiler with the help of the default constructor. Okay, this thing I would like to tell you. So this is the term we have, but because of the compiler assign the default value to the instance variable. Okay, understood guys? I hope you understood this term. uh, if you like this video, then feel free to like this video and subscribe my channel. Thanks guys.